Yes, I, a special one from the CEOs, then coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening
the protests are fighting for money. What kind of money we can tell, but the fighting is ongoing here. The protesters are fighting here for money.
you want to get a new school, get it right to your school. You want to work what's happening in Monrovia to your school. Politicians want to make their decision just to your school. You want to know what's happening in the ministry to your school.
I just saw detail, and I think at the higher level, under our constitution, whenever the speaker is in country, the deputy speaker is nobody or somebody to assist, right, as any other administrative function. So to see the deputy speaker leading a renegade group, leaving the legitimate group, that is an affront to us, right, as the legitimate lawmakers. I mean, and I'm using the word carefully. There is no way that we can have our own chimo, and then you go to a place that is not chimo. That place is a joint chimo whenever we have a program meeting with the Senate. That's why we call it joint chimo, pick up program. So I think what we are experiencing is something that is troubling for our country, and I think the word
Absolutely, I have confidence in the other members I'm talking to on the other side who have emotion in the nobody but listen to me, right? How can you take lawmakers and hold them hostage like those kindergarten children in one location, you bring them to where you carry them back, you bring them to where you carry them back. You know, I mean, I'm a policeman. You got to try whether you elected for that, you know, to go be hold up. Then the question is who's paying the bill and all of that. So leave the hotel, go to your house with your family, get up in the morning, come to work, and you'll be collecting your signatures.
Those on the speaker side that's in charge of strategy work. We never counted the old counted 29.
Why?
So we knew you was on that side a long time ago. So clear. We knew you was on that side. And he is my uncle, my mom is from local. So I was always telling him that he somebody show his hand. He has come out to show his hand. So we know our number is 29. So anytime they were reporting, tell me I said, let's update things. We are 29. And guess what? Tomorrow, in next week, we'll see us trending from 30 to 31.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to
Okay, indeed, Spoon is going to tell you what's happening in Liberia. Spoon will tell you what is happening in Monrovia, what's happening across the ministries, the agencies, what the policymakers are doing, bringing you all of the updates with respect to the happenings across the country. This is what we do here every night, and I'd like to say welcome. Thanks to everyone for joining us tonight on this edition of the program. This is the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. I'm Nelson Collet. We are here again live across the Spoon Network, Spoon FM 107.5. We're live on Fabric Radio 101.1 FM. Thanks to our partner radio stations across the country that are always relaying the program. Thanks to Trust FM in Bome County, Gibi FM in Kakatama, Gibi County, Premier Radio in Bon County, and a host of other radio stations across Liberia for always relaying the program. Well, it's a great way to welcome you to the show tonight with a whole lot happening across Liberia. I want to say welcome to everyone. It's going to be a great conversation tonight, a great show coming up, very engaging. We're going to have a guest here tonight. And yes, so you can rest assured that you have a great show. Thanks a lot to all of you who have already joined us. Please share the show as you come on tonight. I see a lot of you already engaging in the comment section. Konya Bozi, Sewo Matadi, Seku Fofana, Moses Momolu, Edwin Kwekwe. Share the program as you come on tonight, folks. Let's hope we can have a great conversation. Eric McGill has joined us as well. Harry Do Tapet Junior is here. Hipko Kasi has joined us as well. Thanks to everyone for joining us tonight. Let's hope you can share the program as you come on tonight. Jerry Nyimpa, yes, of course, one of our great guy, one of our great panelists. The man is adjusting. He tactically adjusting. Uh, he tactically adjusting. He's trying to adjust and readjust, and then he will join us. But thanks for joining us tonight, Jerry. We appreciate you. Kutu Johnson is here tonight. Lin Lakpa. Oh, Lin says he's going to regroup. I should keep running the show. He's going to regroup. This whole regroup thing is really taking over. I don't know. But yes, Lin Lakwa, go and regroup. When you regroup, then you come back. Even after coming back, if you decide to regroup, and you can always do that. But we appreciate you for being on here always, Lin Lakwa. Thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks to all of you. I see Francis Ray is here tonight as well from New Jersey. Thanks for joining us, Francis. It's good to have you on tonight, Francis Ray. That's Jifina Cole Dolo. Thanks for being on here tonight. Thanks to Mustafa Lunham. Yeah. Rejoice Dripper. Thanks to everyone for joining us tonight. And please share the program as you come on. Let's hope we can have a great conversation tonight, taking a look at all of the happenings or the major happenings across the country today. We are here to bring you up to speed with those different activities here tonight on the show. And we want to appreciate everyone for joining us. Thanks for being on here tonight. Well, a whole lot has been going on across the country. Most of you, get to follow the different activities, the different happenings, the live broadcasts, the different things that get reported on a daily basis. But today, Liberians witness for the fourth week the consistent engagement from majority bloc of the House of Representatives that's seeking the removal of the Speaker of the 55th Legislature, Speaker Councillor J. Fonati Kofa. That group today had a successful session in the joint chambers of the House of Representatives. The joint chambers, not of the House, because it's for both the Senate and that of the House of Representatives. So the group succeeded in having a successful session today, presided over by the Deputy Speaker, that's the Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala, and there were lots of decisions taken today. Lots of decisions. That body during their session summoned two members of the executive branch of government, two officials of the executive, the LWSC Managing Director, Mo Ali, and also the Transport Minister. They are expected to appear on Tuesday. Whether or not they're going to appear, that's the question that a lot of people are asking. But also, there was this decision from that body today to take some action against some members of uh, the the House of Representatives, precisely some of their colleagues who were at the forefront of this, fight from the very beginning, who were seen on camera preventing the deputy speaker from and the rest of the folks from using the chambers of the House of Representatives. So they've summoned them to appear. They've rated them. Some say they haven't received the communication yet, but that body has rating the there are six colleagues to appear before them on Tuesday, or Rick's being suspended for for a very good number of months, for a good number of sittings, since in fact they have sittings on Tuesdays and Thursdays without pay. All right, so those include the Bond County representative, Representative Josiah Marvin Cole, Representative Thomas, that's Frank Sarfoko of Montserrat County District 8, Zina Norman of Bond County, Abu Bana Kamara of District 15, Montserrat County. You have other lawmakers like the District 13 Representative Edward Papi Flomo, and the rest of the other folks. Yes, so they have up until Tuesday. Usually, they should have sittings on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but Thursday happens to be Thanksgiving Day in Liberia, so the sitting now is pushed to Tuesday. So on Tuesday, those lawmakers are expected to appear, be present in body, in flesh and blood, before their colleagues on Thursday, and that is it for the lower house. But there were also information about protests as well, and most of you must have seen that um, the protest did go on today. The group seeking to stage a protest and claim the attention of the majority black did carry on the protest, uh, led by campaigners for change chairperson Vendela Patrick. They went on the grounds of the legislature today. They didn't get to have access to the facility, so they were outside, and in the process, there was a little bit of commotion. The police got involved. Some of their men were arrested for allegedly, getting involved in some acts of violence. But the situation was later resolved, and the entire group then later dispersed. They are saying that they're going to be consistent with this. They're going to regroup, and they're going to be consistent about the protest or whatever they've decided to undertake until they can get the kind of results they want. They will remain protesting, and they're going to be there on Tuesday. That's according to the folks. But not just that, they um, okay, so not just that, you also have the office of the ombudsman. You know, since the office of the ombudsman was established, and Councillor Finlay Kanga, Edmona Martins, and Councillor James Lamikpagoy were all confirmed by the Liberian Senate. There has been this high expectation to see what exactly they will do, what their workings will be, to what extent they will clamp down on the rate of violation or the level at which the code of conduct that is being set aside or prescribed for public officials in Liberia will be respected by the very public officials. And so that office have been um, have been criticized in some cases for not doing much to bring an end to violation of the code of conduct. And so um, today, in fact, at some point, we saw um, an ultimatum issued by the Office of the Ombudsman requiring government officials with dual roles in political parties to resign one of their positions, and which would then classify them as which was classified in fact as conflict of interest. So, but in the midst of everything, the Office of the Ombudsman has been looking forward the Supreme uh, to the LACC, because as per what's in the code of conduct, this office gets complaints of different violations of the code of conduct. And when they do due diligence, they do their investigation and everything, and then they work in line with the LACC, since in fact that body is um, the one responsible to come in now with some level of punishment and stuff like that. So they are supposed to work in line with the LACC to ensure that the objective is met. And so the Supreme Court has given the Office of the Ombudsman the green light to now implement the code of conduct, and that those holding both political parties and governmental position, uh, the Office of the Ombudsman can now take the necessary actions, whether forcing those people to resign, working with the LHCC to ensure that the necessary penalties are brought down on those individuals. So what this means is that we're about to see the Office of the Ombudsman working, you know, engaging with policymakers, state actors who are involved or who have been involved with violations of the code of conduct. Prior to now, there were complaints and there were issues even raised by the very LECC with respect to um, close to 50% of those in government not declaring their asset in line with the code of conduct, something which they saw as a violation of the very code. So that has become of concern. And at a point, even the president got involved. He spoke with his officials, calling on them to declare their assets in line, in keeping with law, so as to, you know, set the right example, since in fact issues like failure of anyone to declare the asset has been a major concern in the public space, in the corridors. It was criticized back then. So with this green light from the Supreme Court, what it means now is that the Office of the Ombudsman is about to get to work, taking the necessary actions. There were complaints at some point from folks of the Unity Party. There was a protest, in fact. Those folks assembled. We provided coverage on that particular event where they were raising concerns about the failure of some of their party officials, the people in the party, to 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 respect the code of conduct. In that protest or whatever, they were calling on the officials of the party to decide, especially those who have position in government and at the same time working, have party positions and all of that. So they were calling on those officials to decide, to make a choice as to whether you want to hold on to the position in the party. If you want to do that, then let go the position in government. If you want to hold on to the position in government, then you let go of the position in the political parties. So yes, they raised that concern. It has become a major issue. There were others like Senator Darius DeLong who also raised that concern. He criticized the move as well. So yes, what is coming from the Supreme Court at this point is just pointed towards addressing some of those issues, especially so um, when when the very office of the ombudsman have been criticized for not taking the necessary actions in that light. All right. So yes, those are just a few of the happenings here. We thought to update you with. Another one quickly is that the government of Liberia has secured some 25 million worth of scholarship for Liberian students to study in the U.S. and the foreign minister have been speaking on that issue. The foreign minister, Sarah Beslow Yanti. So, according to her, the foreign ministry is expected to launch this 25 million scholarship grant for 250 Liberian students. 250 students will be leaving from Liberia to study in the U.S. under this particular scholarship grant. And so the scholarship is a commitment by the government of Liberia to ensure that the Liberian students get quality education and help contribute to the nation building process. And it will afford Liberians the opportunity to obtain their masters in various disciplines in the U.S. So this is coming from the foreign minister, Minister Sarah Beslow Yanti, and it is something that it is a disclosure that a lot of folks, a lot of Liberians are very, very excited about. And this move, according to the government, is geared towards, you know, creating that opportunity for folks to have access to education, you know, and stuff like that. So 250 Liberians will be benefiting from that. That's according to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Well, there is still issue lingering with the AFL widows. And this is something that's been going and coming. One administration gets to face this particular issue. You think it's solved, it has been addressed before you know it. After maybe a year, after several months, after a year, after 2, 3, 4 years, the issue will resurface talking about the issue with the AFL widows, where they are demanding action from the government on the benefits of their husbands, those AFL soldiers who served the country and lost their lives in the process. Well, they are threatening to march to the executive mansion and take and carry on some unspecified actions. Well, those widows have given the government of Liberia 72 hours ultimatum for a dialogue over the benefits of their husbands. 72 hours ultimatum to the government of Liberia. Let's dialogue. Let's talk about this issue. The widows are saying that we still have, the government has the opportunity, even up to now, to sit with them, to have a very great conversation with them as to how the government intends to pay their husbands' benefits, those AFL personnel. But if the government refuses, or if the government fails to do so, then of course they are going to march at the executive mansion. They are going to take some unspecified actions just to get the government's attention and to ensure that the issue with their husbands' benefits, those ex-AFL personnel, their benefits are given to their widows. Well, so 72 hours ultimatum awaits the government of Liberia. So they are in their hundreds. They are in their hundreds, and they need the government to address their situation. They need the government to address their situation. So these are just a few of the many updates we have here for you tonight. But we're going to have on the show, and I'm going to check in with him shortly, We're gonna have on the show tonight uh Josh Praise Kedo. He's known as K Praise for short. We thought to speak to him tonight because many of you followed the elections and all of the the different activities during the electoral process. He was one time a staunch supporter of the Unity Party. At the time, the Unity Party was in opposition. At the time, the Unity Party was seeking, to get state power. They were campaigning. They were trying to defeat the CDC, and he was one of the supporters. He was one of those who got involved with the process and went as far as doing a song, and that song took over the country for a very good time. The song Georgia Go, that song took over the country for a very uh good time. And then after that song, he made a tough decision, you know, to get on the other side. And he was being criticized. Some criticized him. Some hailed him for the decision he made. Um, yes, but following the entire campaign, the entire electoral period. So, following the electoral process, all the different activities, well, following the release of the song, he decided to support President Joshua, you know. And after the support for President Joshua and all of that, President Joshua got defeated. K Praise then decided to, focus on his music career as a gospel artist, a minister of the gospel. And he's been very quiet. He's been very silent about all the different things that have been happening in the country. But we decided to reach out to him. We decided to talk to him. We decided to have a conversation with the man behind the song George Ria Go. His perspective on governance in Liberia, the unfoldings in the country. We're going to be hearing from him tonight why he took the decision he took. And maybe hearing from him how that decision impacted him. And a whole lot we're going to talk about tonight. It's going to be a great conversation on the late night show. I want to thank all of you for joining us. Please share the show as you come on tonight. Let me go across the table and welcome our co-host Emmy to the show tonight. Emmy, welcome. It's good to
Hey Nelson, everybody glued to America tonight. I can rescue you.
Yes, I know. The election is. I know results have already started pulling. Filtering
Yeah.
in and that. And so, like I heard from most of the folks, oh man, I glued to the TV on the other side tonight. I in America tonight, and I in Liberia, and all of that. But at the end of the day, we have to get the conversation going on, and this is. We have a good number of folks on the radio that we can't afford to disappoint, especially
Right.
that we've announced, and they've been glued to the radio tonight to know exactly what's happening, to know exactly what we have for them in store tonight. So again, Emmy, welcome to the show. Our guest is coming on shortly. K Praise is going to join us. But I want you to just do your opening as we try to take our guest in the background. And let me try to help him out quickly. I think there's something about getting on that he's ready to adjust with. But just your opening.
Well, thank you, everyone. The ones that are glued to Nelson tonight, and not America. Yeah, nothing much to say. I don't see anything exciting happening in Liberia, but they same old, same old. Well, I can't wait to meet your guest and talk to him. And after that, and I think we should do a lot of calling tonight because um for the people for Liberians to call in and kind of like what's on your mind, something like that. I don't know what you think about it. So I had then give them more time tonight since we're not too many on the show.
Okay, yeah. So, but today have been a tense day in Monrovia so far. Up Capitol Hill, we've witnessed the back and forth there. Supreme Court had a conference with the folks from both sides. They were being represented by the legal councils
Mm.
and representatives from each side of the blocks, whether the majority or the minority were were being allowed to engage, have some engagement with the folks in the judiciary. And the expectation was that on Tuesday the folks are going to move to the chambers, but it didn't turn out that way. Today the folks were in the joint chambers, the majority block, and the minority remain in the chambers. In the chambers, they could not have, or they didn't have session today because they didn't get a quorum. They didn't get a quorum, and
Mm.
so session and all of that was at a standstill. You know, um, and on the other side, the majority bloc had quorum and more. And so, because they had quorum today, they conducted business. They cited two officials of the executive branch of government, Mo Ali and Tyler, at the Ministry of Transport. They said Tuesday, first thing, y'all make sure you appear here and get a reason why XYZ is going on. They also cited six of their colleagues, the men who locked the door, and they were being very tough with them and all of that. When they decided to take that action, they told them you have up to Tuesday. If you can't appear before us on Tuesday, we are going to take actions against you. We will suspend some of you where necessary. We'll expel some of you where necessary because we have the numbers. And the fact that you disrespected plenary, you insulted, you carry on, you physically assaulted some people, and you brought the house to public disrepute. If you cannot appear on Tuesday, actions will be taken against you. Where are we headed? Are those lawmakers going to, for the sake of keeping their jobs and taking into consideration that the majority have the numbers, are they going to go to session on Tuesday? Are they going to join the majority bloc in the joint chambers? Are we about to see a shift here in the numbers? Or are they going to stay on the other side? Since in fact they are the foot soldiers of Councillor Fonati Kofa. You talk about the legs of Representative Josiah Marvin Cole, Frank Safoko. Are we going to see those guys crossing over to the joint chambers because the rakes being suspended by the majority, the group, the team that has the number? Francis, welcome to the show. Let's start a conversation here just before we get our guests coming on tonight.
Yeah, good evening, good morning, Nelson. Good evening, Amy. Good, hello to everybody. Good to be here on this busy night. Busy in Liberia, busy in the US. Yeah, Nelson, I mean, you talk about the folks like Moali then being, I would say, called to testify in front of the legislature. I mean, I want to say it's a good thing that they should be doing these things, but where were they, when allowed, when they talk about, say, folks like Grisby that took money from NASCAR to buy $500,000 car, and now we don't know where the cars are and things like that. Why can't they call him to testify to the money that was taken from our people's social security that they're not even getting. Why they can call? Why, there are a bunch of people that they should be called. This is what they should be doing, even if it's false or not. They have oversight responsibility for a reason. Call these guys, ask them questions, let Liberian people know what's going on.
But Francis, what do you foresee? Are we going to see those officials from the executive branch of government going before the majority bloc on Tuesday? What do you foresee here?
I mean, you see, that's the issue now with the whole saga that's going on. It's kind of frustrating that the work of the Liberian people is not getting done. And those guys will probably still get that full pay and all the gas slips and all the money they're paying their wives or their husband to cook for them, calling them, they're paying them for cook, giving them money for that generator to the houses, paying them for the houses that they own, and they're paying them for it to live in it. Those guys will still get all those benefits, those people over there. So, and the Liberian people still suffering. So what they go to, they don't go to them. At this point, I can really care less. There's something that's happening.
And this is serious, Francis, because we have a situation where the minority bloc has the gavel, the speaker. He says the speaker is there. He has the gavel. The minority bloc doesn't have the gavel, but it has the number. But then, in the same vein, you have the deputy speaker, the second in command, presiding over that bloc. And that bloc is now citing officials of the executive branch of government. I mean, what do you think is going to happen if those officials refuse or fail to appear on Tuesday?
I mean, at this point, I don't know if even the 43 have subpoena power to do anything, to call people and you even, I don't know if they have the authority to subpoena folks to appear in front of them and to penalize people that refuse. The whole thing is just confusing right now. I may be ignorant to this particular issue, and I'll stand to be corrected.
Let me put it this way. The majority bloc has the numbers. They have the sergeant at arms there as well. They have the clerk there as well. They have almost everything that it should be or that is at the regular plenary of the House of Representatives, aside from the fact that the speaker is not there.
They have all those people. Do they have the authority, though? That's the thing. It's like people running to take side, but do you have the authority to do what to do the work of the Liberian people?
And you asked a very good question. You asked a very good question. By law, the House of Representatives and the Senate makes the legislature, right? Correct. And if one house fails to have a sitting for 5 days, let's say 5 sittings, the other house cannot keep operating. By law, that other house should close. You cannot have sitting without the other house for more than 5 days. But now, this is where we are. We've gone 4 weeks into this saga. And in the 4 weeks period, we're in the 4th week now. Councillor Kofa and the minority bloc are yet to have a single session. They're yet to have a single sitting. The majority bloc have been having sittings. They've had is 2, 4, 6. They've had 6 sittings in total, and they are using this point to say that the only reason why the Senate is still operating is because of them. Is because they've been having sittings. In the absence of that, the Senate would have closed by now.
So that
brings us to the point of the question as to whether everything that's happening now is what was the question? Legitimate? Whether
do they have the authority? Do they have the authority to make major decisions?
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably what they think, because the thing that all these sessions they are having, keeping the Senate also open, so they think that okay, now they can do business. But what's going to happen when the budget is supposed to be presented? Who is the budget going to be presented to? what part of the house is the budget going to be presented to? So it's sad. Also, at some point, we know the work has to go on. The library board already, even when they are fully functioning, nothing good happens. And now what they can sit on their hands, and that's part of the reason why you see today in the election that are going on right now. The Democrats look like they might even lose the Senate. And the reason I bring this up is because you see the people, our lawmakers in Liberia, right? A lot of people that go there, they're not competent. They don't even know what they are doing. But the reason they go there is because when you serve one term in Liberia, based on all the money that they make and their benefit, just one term as a representative, you are set in Liberia. If you just manage your money, you are set. So most of the people go over there, they say, after 6 years or 9 years for senators, I'm set. I'm good, my family, not suffer. But they use the money that they get from there and buy 5 cup of rest for the people there again, then they re-elect them. So that's why I keep pushing the thing. These people have no sense of urgency to do anything. You see, in the US, representative every 2 years you offer re-election. So when you get elected, from the day you are elected, you start to make noise for your district. You start to make sure good things that come, your district is benefiting. So that when 2 years later you can get re-elected. But these people in Liberia, they know 6 years or 9 years before they offer re-election, and they have got enough money so they don't care. But they need to reduce that term so that when they get there, fire is under their butt from day one to start to work for the people. But no, that's not the change.
I want to hold you there a bit. Let me bring the rest of the guys in. We're expected to have our brother Caprice on tonight. We are expected to have him. So once we get the signal that Ambassador George Kido is all set up, we're gonna bring him on tonight. But Rudolph, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Nelson. Thank you.
Yeah, let's have your take on this issue as we try to maybe shortly bring our guest on.
Yes, Nelson. First of all, let me just make a brief clarification. So the two groups are having sections. I mean, that's not section, but they're having sessions. The two groups.
Do you think the two groups are having sessions?
Yes. The difference here is that one seemed to be one of them seems to have the number to have quorum. And quorum, that is where they can transact business. That is where let's say when the president submits something, I mean they can it will get on the floor and then they will do their normal business with it. But session is just like a data meeting. We heard we heard Mr. Bilete. He was saying that they are having session. They go to work. They have their sittings.
And that's why we sit in this space. And I don't think we should just fall for anything the politicians tell us.
No,
right?
but
The primary reason, the objective of going to that particular space to sit there is to do the Liberian people business. Is to do the Liberian people's business. So if you are going there and you're not transacting, you're not doing the Liberian people's business, are you making progress?
So Nelson,
if the budget, for example, if the budget was to appear now, there was some adjustment made, a communication from the executive for extension on the 8th. We expected to see it, but if the adjustment is being made, what they're having now, is that where you go to act on the budget?
So Nelson, here is it, right? Here is it, and I am not just speaking based on what I heard from politicians, right? If you go and look up the meaning of those two words, sessions and quorum, you will understand that the two groups are having sections, but there is only one group that has the number and the appropriate authority now as we stand to have quorum, because they have the deputy speaker, they have the chief clerk, and they have people who can do all of the dealings of the house, right? So that is the differentiation I was trying to make. I'm not just listening to politicians. But Nelson, you see, I am one person who I am not a fan of the speaker, neither am I a fan of the other guys. I have said on this show time without numbers that I want the rule of law to be upheld, right? And you see, people come on and say the speaker should resign and this and that. No, I think the speaker should sit down where he is. He should stay in his authority until he is given a due process. Nelson, we have to set precedent. We saw what happened in the past with Speaker Tyler, Speaker Snow, and the rest of the other people. This cannot continue to happen because now if the speaker say, you know what, for the love of country, I am going to resign. Guess what? After 2 years from now, they will post. I mean, they will post someone there, and then after 2 years from now, maybe again when this man starts to bring out dealings, then they will go against him again. Is this the kind of country we want to live in? I don't think so. You see, these guys, like my brother Francis said, they have nothing to lose. Honestly, these guys go to RLJ, they go camp, they drink their beer, and just I mean, I know I'm on Spoon platform, but Nelson, it will interest you to know that some of these guys have used that means to spend time with their concubines. Yes, that is what they are doing, and we are paying them for that. It's shameful. I will end here for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Rulof. Let's take Emmy. Emmy, your take on everything that's transpiring here.
So I'm a little lost, nothing on it, but at this point, this topic is a little boring to me now because we have talked about it so long, and if the I think the question was
No, I know this conversation has been going on, and it's gonna go a long way until this issue can be until the dust can be settled, because there's gonna be new development every single day. There's gonna be new development. Where we are right now is the majority bloc is citing 6 of our colleagues to appear on Tuesday. Are they going to appear? Are they going to have a crossover? You know, the 2 officials of government have been cited as well. Are we going to see them appearing before that body? What if they don't appear? I mean, let's make some analysis around that.
well, are they citing their colleagues to come and join them, or they are citing them because they think they did something wrong and they're trying to reprimand them? Which one is it? Because can they do that? Can they tell them, say, "Oh, you're supposed to come and force them to join them"?
The latter is correct.
The Okay, so yeah, so they should, if they have the right, if the Constitution gave them that right too, I don't see why not. Why they do not do it. If what's the name? The same thing they did to the deputy speaker, right? They had a right to do it. And where is he right now? He's sitting with them. It all depends what they have. I guess everybody have their own lawyers to consult with, what they are allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do. And if these guys cite them, oh, do they have the right to do that to me? Should I go? So I'm pretty sure everybody consulting with their lawyers, so I'm not one of them. So I don't know. But if they fall within their jurisdiction and their rights or their constitutional whatever mandate to do it because they have the majority, yeah, of course they'll pay attention to them and appear. That's what I think. And then for them,
Okay, so
said everybody disrespecting constitution and whatever now. So, but we'll see. As at this point, I just don't. I don't know. It's
uh,
just a lot of noise going on, and I.
okay,
It's like, yeah.
let's hear you on this one. Let's hear your take.
Well, thank you for having me. And let me say good evening to you guys and to all well-meaning Liberians. Uh, Basically, it is always disheartening to see our country in reverse with this legislative polity, and on a daily basis, it becomes toxic, not for the benefit of the common Liberian out there, but those that think that they should be empowered to continuously abuse the minds and what Liberians are going through on a daily basis. So I've been following of lately the saga basically today that has to do with the two block. You got the Kofa block, you got the majority block. So basically, I've always said on the platform, it is not helping our country in any means. You talk about the issue about the majority starting, uh, giving communication to some of their colleagues to appear. Like Ireland said, if it's constitutionally backing or per their rules, because if you do not find the constitutionality of what they're doing, they will go to their rules. So if the rules give them the right to do that, um, calling says about calling, I think it is somehow a strategy in another way to get these guys to carry on the basic removal that they want to do. Because what we've been hearing about two-third majority, I think they should have 49 to carry on what they want to carry on, right? So basically, I think that's a real strategy to get these guys over if they will have to come to get the sticker being removed. But I'm not too optimistic. Like the last time we did some prediction about the deputy speaker, which some of all wrong in our prediction. But I'm not too optimistic looking at the kind of a tense environment in the legislator, in between legislators, that those guys will actually be in session on Thursday to do what they want to do. But
No,
I'm off.
Thursday
I'm
is already a
always
holiday here in Liberia, so it's gonna be Tuesday now.
okay. Gonna be next Tuesday. So here's the thing. Next thing. Like I will always say, I personally all want to see the fall march of our country, because how many years we have had that we continue being a country that we don't have some necessity. Like when you see in other countries that Liberia is older than them, we were regretting while they are progressing. So to see these kind of things going on in our country is hardly disheartening. But we pray that they should understand that it should be about country, not about our personal gains, and that let me progress. I think that's my take on the issue. Let me nursing. Thank you
Progress
for
should be
having me on
made.
this. Yeah,
Progress should be made.
yeah.
And then maybe the next question is, how do we make progress?
It is for
Um,
everyone to drop that
we- we-
ego,
we-
look at the law, and let's do the right thing in the interest of our country. Because if you continue this abusing the laws, calling yourself lawmaker, I don't know what you're saying as a lawmaker. That will contradict you being a lawmaker. Because we're seeing a lot of proceedings that is in error, whether from the majority bloc or whether from the speakers. So I think we have to look at the bigger picture right here.
let me come to you with this one, Rudolph. I'm still trying to get our guest on. How do you think we can make progress? Where do we start from in this whole process?
Nelson, you see, that's a tough question, actually. Yes, because I mean, like my brother Bila Suarez said, I mean, these guys first of all needs to come to the understanding that they don't work for themselves; they work for us, and they need to understand that it's country first above their selfish personal interest. Because Nelson, when you dig into this thing deeper and you look at all of the counts that they are trying to remove the speaker for, I mean, I just don't want to just dismiss everything like that. But some of them they hold no weight actually. And the thing is, these are the same people who campaigned in that house for this speaker. Some of them, I mean, like I mean, they voted for him overwhelmingly. So now for us to just see this spin, it tells us that they have their personal issues against this man. It's not about country. So I think the way forward is to sit down, rethink their strategies, put country first. I mean, all you need to carry this thing on is the number. So are they telling us that if they cannot get the number, they will keep being in the other part of the building? No, I think they should understand that it's Liberia that we are all fighting for. Because here is it: if you are saying that this man is corrupt and his corrupt practices is hindering your work, guess what? Love it. That Nelson, that building is where people fight legislatively. You don't come and be like cussing each other. No, use your brain, use your hair, maneuver, love it around with your colleagues. Set in session, because the thing is, here is it. The more you set in session, the more you organize yourself with respect and dignity, the more you attract other people towards you. But if you be acting hostile, I mean, like, we are going nowhere. So I am
Thank
calling
you.
I am calling on to them. Come into session, sit down, love it, do what you can do until you can have your numbers, and then let's proceed. But until then, our work has to be done. These guys are taking pay. They are not, they are not doing our work, but we are still paying them. And it's quite unfortunate, Nelson.
Now,
Thank you.
just before moving to Vasco, Vasco,
Mhm.
thanks for joining us. But I want to move to Emmy quickly.
Oh, okay.
Today the deputy speaker was seen presiding for the second time in a row. The first time he presided over the majority block was last Thursday, and today he was seen presiding again. I mean, what does this say about you know the minority bloc? Is it fair to say at this point that the minority bloc have lost the deputy speaker completely? Now, remember when he presided the first day, he said that, look, I am here and I want us to give our colleague due process, the right thing, anything we can do in the interest of our country and on the side of the law, we should be able to do that. He was trying to play that twins father role, more like a neutral man that wants the best for the house. He was seen presiding today for the second time. Emmy, let's hear your take on this.
Vasco, you can talk.
Okay, so let's hear from Vasco.
I think I'm entire with the topic now.
Let's hear from you, Vasco, and maybe Vasco is one of the best persons to speak to this issue because that's his own territory, and stuff like that. But go ahead, let's hear you.
All right. Let me say hi to you guys and hi to our listeners. So, Nelson, let me just say, like, this whole thing. This is how it's gonna be until one group realize that in the interest of our people, we need to come together and do the right thing. Because this whole thing, there will be no winner.
So, Vasco,
Yeah.
can we at this point? Okay, I see our guest, Ambassador Josh Kido is already in the background. We'll bring him on shortly. But Vasco, is it fair to say at this point that the minority bloc have lost the deputy speaker completely? You are seeing presiding for the second time today.
Yeah. So, Nelson, I think that is the position of the deputy speaker. I think that is the place you want to be. The actual story of the thing will come out soon. But he just one person, okay, in the presence of the speaker, that deputy speaker is nothing. In the presence of the speaker, the deputy speaker is nothing.
I hope you know this particular thing you engaging with, because it's not like a president and a vice president that were elected on a single vote. In this case, the deputy speaker was elected separately, just as the speaker was elected.
To assess the speaker, Nelson.
Yeah,
Vasco
to
is
assist
right.
the speaker. Nelson, the speaker is the presiding officer. The only time the deputy speaker will preside in the absence of the speaker, maybe if he's sick or he travel out of the country. But the speaker is going to work every day. So if that speaker cannot be going to work every day, then you deputy speaker, if you sitting down somewhere, say you presiding. You see? And this thing is so difficult because imagine the people who supposed to interpret the law for us, the Supreme Court, the people took their case to the Supreme Court up to today, no hey, no tay, we hear anything from the Supreme Court. So
You didn't know here no day. Are you say as you saying the
but that's
you
you
didn't know
and I
here
hear
no
no here
that?
no day. Send the
Okay,
people left from the Supreme Court.
I want to
Can
hold you there.
anybody explain to us what was the outcome of the Supreme Court when they went there? What the Supreme Court told them?
I want to hold you there, Vasco.
The
Let
people
me
came back.
hold you there and bring our guest on. He's been sitting in the background for a while.
Yeah, let me
We're gonna
conclude
end.
now.
Yeah, okay, conclude for
Yeah.
just
So these people came back. The only thing we can hear from them, everybody quoting their own article. Everybody turning the article upside down. The other American quote the same article 33, or make quote only article 33, but everybody understanding it a different way. So the how control be wrong. When I told you people about calamity, just said this and that. That it was going through yet. That it was going
I don't
through.
know where you coming from with the whole calamity situation, but
But
thank
that's
you.
it. The country is running in reverse. That my brother sorry said.
Thank you. I want to hold you there. Let's bring our brother on, Ambassador Josh Kido. Welcome to the show tonight. It's good to have you on. I'm hoping that your internet can serve us well. I don't know what it is from me, but I'm not seeing you. Okay, I think I can manage to see you now. Um, I'm really hoping that the internet can do well for us tonight. But it's good to have you on the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. Welcome. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you say something?
Your
The
brother
main
network
Miami.
should be terrible.
Let's see the main
Because we're not
Miami.
even seeing.
Yeah. I think it's network. Okay, so you want to log out and try to log in.
That's the ability to friends to smash more, man. That's you.
Come on. What's Francis Smiley got to do with you on the show?
Just you out to that, man.
So, Josh, can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Man, looking at results.
Uh, well, too bad. We're not hearing him. I think there's some issue with his internet. Uh,
I think I
if,
just take you on the phone, bro. Nancy.
if we could get audio from him, that would be very.
Yeah, because
Uh, but again, I don't want to call him. And okay, so, but let me try to do this. Let's see if we can get audio from him. Let's see if this is gonna work for us. If we can get audio from him, that would be good. But we want to talk to our brother tonight. Ambassador Josh Kido. Um, he's known for the song Joshua Go. He did that great piece. Joshua Go. The song took over the entire country. And of course, at a point, he decided to support former President George Weah. He was criticized for that. Some hailed him for making that tough decision. But several months down the line, about 1 year after, we've invited him to speak on some national issues here tonight. He's been quiet. He's been, you know, just in the background. But we want to speak to him tonight, and let's hope we can do this. Wow. Let's hope we can do this. We hope.
I hope you make another music again. Because the one we in more than Joe
No,
go.
listen, Fasco,
The last thing, Joey, I come.
Fasco, please, we have a guest on the show.
Oh,
And once we
sorry, I am not checking result, man. I am focused on this show.
once we have our guest, once we have our
man,
guest,
test you, man. Testing you.
once we have our guest coming on, we'll have to, you know, give him the due courtesy. You can ask him all of the questions you have, tough questions and all of that, and you can go straight ahead. But in the meantime, let's hope we can get him coming on. I don't know what's happening with.
Nelson, do we have the supposed protest up for discussion today? Because I mean that was what I came for.
Yeah, so whether the protest was a failure or a success, that's something we'll make some analysis around. Okay, I don't know if we can take our brother from here. Okay, so George, can you hear me from here?
I'm hearing now. I'm trying to re-enter.
Okay, but is it possible for you to be on from that end and then we take audio from you from here?
Yeah, let me just try the last time. I think I'm
Okay.
now. I think I'm
Okay.
coming in well now.
Okay. So he's making some adjustment now to come on. So we want to engage with him. We want to ask him, but the protesting was one of the point of attraction for today. There was publicity done around it. Folks had their different views about the whole protesting. And there were some who thought that the protest didn't yield the result. And while others thought that the protest was a successful one. You listen to Vendetta Patrick. We will end up with that protest conversation, but let's see for the last time if we can get our brother coming on. Wow, the whole network thing is just somehow. I don't think we can have him on from this end. I just think we can get him on the line. Take him for a few minutes on the line. Okay, so let me see if it's possible. Okay, so can you hear me? Can you unmute? Can you unmute and it says something? Let's see if you can hear us. Can you?
Where is he?
No, I can't unmute him. He muted. Well,
I mean,
um,
where is he?
he's in Liberia, I think. Yeah.
I should have
So
known.
can you hear me? Wow. So I think we should take you on the line. This internet thing is not working for us.
When you take on the line, try to increase the volume because it was very low
I'm
the
not
first
hearing
time.
you, bro.
Can you unmute? Wow. Well, I think we should take him on the line from here. Internet is not on his side tonight. So let's see if we can take him from here. Okay, so can we take you from here because the internet is very, very terrible. Very bad. Okay. Okay, so let me get you on from here. Okay, so welcome to the show tonight. You are live on the late night show. We really wish we had the perfect connection to have you on the screen tonight, but it's not possible. But it's good to have you on, Ambassador George Kido. Thanks for joining us tonight on the late night show.
Okay, my brother. Um, I'm so glad to be on this show. I'm following this show. You guys have been doing extremely well. In our country, we must come out to talk about the issues, especially issues that country and our people. So it's a privilege. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Okay, it's a great one to have you on tonight, sir. I want to give you 2 minutes to just do your intro. Many Liberians know you to just be the man who sang Joshua Go, that's all. Some people know you to be Minister K Praise, a very great gospel singer who has represented Liberia even out of the country, singing with great music ministers like Chris Morgan and others. But just take 2 minutes to do your intro quickly, and then we're gonna go around the table with some questions for you.
All right, thank you. And let me say hi to all of the panelists. So, my background is area. I'm a musician by profession. That has been my field of operation as only some more years. As it some more years, and you involved uh, the people. So,
Okay, so I think we're gonna do this. I think we're gonna do this.
and music. Are you hear me?
You're breaking in. You are breaking in. So
Hello, are you hearing me?
I can hear you now, but you were breaking in. So I'm
Okay,
thinking,
okay.
yeah, I'm thinking, can we call you? Can I call you direct? So
So, are you not still hearing me now?
okay, I think it's much better. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. So part of what we do, I actually come from the music background, and I'm involved with music business. I run a music company called the K Praise Music Company, where we produce musicians, both young musicians, older musicians. But while doing the music business, we also got recognized outside there by some global bodies, especially the United Nations, the International Association of World Peace, having seen our efforts in promoting peace in our country and advocating for our people through songs and other ways. They have awarded us eminent global peace ambassador. And so we are not only musicians, but we are also into advocacy, trying to advocate for the poor people, advocate for our country, for good governance, for justice, and others.
Okay.
So I'm not only a musician, but I'm also an advocate who's trying to make sure that the right things are done in our country and that our people live better lives.
Okay.
That's just a little, yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot. I'm gonna ask you just one question, and then we'll go around the table, because time is fast spent from our end here. Um, I want to know at what point did you get involved with politics? Because prior to your song release, that was quite a political song. A lot of people only knew you to be the musician, the gospel minister, and stuff like that. But not a lot of people saw the other side of you, like you get involved with the national issues and all of that. At what point did you get involved? Was it just during the 2023 elections, or were you into this, prior to the election?
Actually, I actually joined the political process from 2017.
Okay.
When the then former vice president, the current president now, when he contested in 2017, I was a key musician to him. A series of songs, and one of the songs I did in 2017 was this, says, "Yeah, Daddy Papi, we won." I did that song. But
You mean for former President George Weah, you did that song?
No, I'm talking about the former the current president. At the time, he was vice president, President Wakai. Yeah.
Okay.
So I actually joined the political process in 2017.
So I want to understand. So as far back as 2017, you were in support of the current president. You did a song for him,
Yes.
and you got involved with the political process from that time.
Yes. Yeah, I did a song, and not only a song, I did a whole album, and I supported him in 2017, but we didn't win at the time. So when it came to 2023, we also got involved. So
We are losing you. Your audio has dropped. We are losing you. I don't know whether. Okay, yeah. And this conversation is getting interesting, because a lot of people only got to know him when he came up with the song that he did, Joshua Go, and we're gonna get to that aspect. We're gonna ask all of the questions tonight. Let me see if let me see if I can do some settings here. For some reasons. Okay, so I think I'm here now. Okay. So let's call our brother direct. And I think we're gonna get him this time around as we move on with the conversation tonight. Folks, thanks for joining us. Let's see if we can bring him on from this end. Okay, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, this is perfect for us now. So you said back in 2017, you did a song for the current president. You were involved with the process as far as that time. You did a song
Yeah,
for the current president.
yeah, definitely. I did series of songs. I did over like I think 5 to 6 songs during the 2017 elections, and I supported him. We were all in the trenches there from the counties, going here and there. But at the time, I was actually like, my connection with him then, I was like, that was a personal connection. So I was directly with him. This is why I was not at the front page, right? Whenever it came to the area of the party. So
Okay,
whenever he needed an artist personally to go along or to do things, at that time,
President
I was
Parker will
there.
call
Yeah, I
you,
was being used
and
at
then
the time.
you will go and do it. But just before giving it over to the panelists, the song you did, you got known across the country. For that song, Joshua Gold, you were being hailed for that. What inspired that song? I mean, yes, I know you made other decisions thereafter, but what inspired that particular song?
Nelson, I was not in Liberia. This is the issue. I
Okay.
was actually in Nigeria. But there's something about politics. Once you're not in Liberia, and when the time of campaign appears,
Mhm.
things might look different. Sometimes you might think that the country is falling down. Sometimes you might think that there is something going on in the country where the people are just, maybe you think that just think that everyone is dying.
Hmm.
It came to a point in Nigeria where, when I started to see some of the photos, like people would take some photos, put it on Facebook, and they would say, "Oh, people are dying in Liberia, and the whole country is upside down." And I've been, being out of the country for that kind of time and seeing those photos, I was like, okay, but then I think Liberia is really falling, and then it's like we all have to come in to see how we can help our country. You
And then and,
understand?
and then you did a
Okay,
song,
because
Joshua
I,
Go.
I did not see those things by myself, but I just saw those things on Facebook. We saw all those things around,
Okay.
but but of but later did I know that all of the things that were on social media that were being posted, some of them were not even from Liberia. Some of them from other countries, they would just put it out. I'm just talking about politics. People
Mhm.
use politics to just do things to actually confuse people and sometimes make them to think that something serious is happening in that country. So it was at that point when I saw all of the things on social media, especially during that campaign period, I was like, wow. But then I think maybe Liberia will have to come in to see how we help our country, and this is exactly how I came in with
Okay. So you were misled by some of what you saw on the social media that
that.
led to releasing
Definitely,
the song
yeah,
against President Joshua, former President
yeah,
Joshua.
definitely.
Okay, so I want to give it up to the panelists for some questions across the table. I see our co-host. Let me go to Emmy first. Our co-host, Emmy, you want to ask some questions?
Yeah, Nelson, thank you. Um, what's his name again?
Uh,
Kid
George,
Prince.
George Kedo, Ambassador George Kedo.
Okay.
Ruda, I need to
Hi,
mute.
George.
I'm sorry, Ruda, I need to
I'm doing
mute.
good.
So I'm kind of curious from the answer that you just gave to Nelson about you making a song based on something you say and you realize that that wasn't true. Is that why you switched over to George Weah?
Her voice is not very clear to my side. I don't know.
Okay, so I've made adjustment. So just come again with your question,
Can
Emmy.
you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
My voice is too sharp and fast, so I don't like
I'm
to hear.
hearing you now.
So this is what I'm saying, right? From your answer that you just gave when Nelson asked you about what inspired you about that song, and you said you seen things on Facebook that later turned out not to be true. Is that, I mean, how do you write songs? Do you just write songs like based on things you see on the internet or things that you do research about, or you just, I mean, how do you come about writing your songs?
Um, in writing a song, you do research. And but when it comes to the area of this politics, especially once you are not on ground to know the actual story, and then you are out of the country, at a point you have to flow according to what you are seeing because of the majority, what they are posting, what you're seeing. I think you will not have the time to want to investigate much because of what you are seeing, especially when everyone is just doing something and keep saying something, and you think that, and I think at that point you have to come in. But in music, we do research and we come out with something that will have meaning and that will have parts. Yeah.
So some of those things that you claim you saw, it wasn't true, and that's what made you to switch over to Judge Weir. Can you be specific? Some of those things that was spread as a lie, and you realize that, oh my God, this guy is doing a great job, and they're lying on him. Let me go and be on his side. Can you be specific with some of those things?
One of the things that I saw, one of the things I saw on the internet was the issue of dead bodies. I was hearing that there was bodies all on the street. People were dying, like Liberians were dying like something else. So when I came to the country, for the first 3, 4, 5 months, I couldn't see anybody on the street. I couldn't hear that somebody was killed while I was in Liberia. Everything I was hearing I was just seeing life normal, like people were doing normal things in Liberia. And then I sat down and I said, but why? I thought people were dying like hell. But coming back home to see that people are not in the gutters, people's heads are not cut off, people are living in peace in Liberia, then there's no need. Another thing
You would.
was I took a trip around the city and saw great developments and other things, like the park and other areas. I was like, but something is going on in Liberia. I think we needed to promote the good side of Liberia, than promoting the bad side. But anyway, it's politics. People want to come
Okay,
to.
so I'm kind of shocked right now because I don't know where part of the internet you was looking, because I wasn't seeing people head being chopped off and people dead by the every day being in a gutter and something. But anyway, who am I, right? I'm sitting in America. But were you paid? Because what I heard, I don't know if it's true. Maybe that's some of the internet rumors. Were you paid to switch over to Judge Bia, or you're being honest with us that Judge Bia was doing such a great job and people were lying on him? That's why you switched.
No, I was not paid. I actually, the facts. By the time I knew the facts, when I came to Liberia and I saw the reality, and then I said to myself, this reality that I have seen, I cannot see the truth and still go against, President Weir. I understand me. But what I would do is that I'm going to just make sure that we do it the best way instead of going the wrong way, because I did not know the truth. But after discovering the truth, then I decided to keep to myself. And while keeping to myself, sometimes in politics, people want you to come around. Like, okay, look, can we come around? Can we be friends? Can we know? And, I was not paid. It was just something that I made up my mind. Said, no, I've seen the fact, and I have seen the reality that Liberia is on course. And so there is no need to go against the former President Weir. And that was why I actually, give up my support to him. And one of the reasons also why in that time, there were issues, especially when I got to the country. The issue, the word concern, like to show concern, to actually appreciate or show concern is also, showing concern is also very, very important. And so all of these things matter, but all over, I did not get anything from anyone to give support to former President Weir, actually. Mm.
Okay, so can I ask my last question? Oh, should I switch over?
Yeah, let me ask you a last question. The co-host.
Okay, so yeah, this is very shocking to me because you came in the country a couple of months. It took a while. You were with the rescue team, and I think that was a very long time that you were with that team and going around with them and singing Judge Biago and all of that. So for you to not realize that at that point that the country was such a good thing and things were going straight till later on, it's kind of shocking. But after all the time you told us that you supported President Bouaga in 2017, you still thought that George Weah was the right place to go. After all the time that you spent with him, you never realized when you just got in the country, you never realized that we're in such a great position. But after a while, and you're expecting me to believe here or us to believe here that there was no pay that we heard, it was all the internet rumors as well. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. So let me just conclude this. So you see, when I came to the country, you see, when a stranger or somebody comes from out who supports you in something, right, and it enters the country, I think you have to show them some concern, right? Okay, I just mentioned something about concern. Okay, so even if the person has seen the reality and decided to change his mind or her mind, but cannot see the concern or the kind of energy from those that he support or she support, definitely that person might just easily leave you. So what happened in that case? So when you saw me at the time I came, I was with the team. I used to go out. I did all of those things on my own. I sponsored myself on every trip, even to Ganta, every trip I sponsor myself. I Chatoka did everything. So, but the concern, the energy, like, okay, Lord, this guy is doing well. He did a song, he sponsored everything. He did his own song. In fact, he paid his flight ticket to the country. He brought people down. Everything. Look at all of those things. Now, and I brought a whole album down in Liberia, and I even gave it to the president and all those things. So,
in other words, you and I appreciate it. That's why.
That's it. Like, okay, I'm not even appreciated, but at least that concern that, oh, yeah, somebody is here. At least let's know that there's somebody in our midst.
Thank you.
One of the examples I will give you is that when the campaign thing was structured, you did not see my name. Many people did not call me. This is one of the questions I asked them. Why you didn't call me when you did not see my name on the campaign thing? At the time where I was at the place, I was in the midst. I was there when the thing was set up, but this name was never mentioned. How the one whose song is being used in the campaign, how will you leave him out of your campaign process? This means there's no concern. So at that point, I knew fully enough that it's true that this is not my way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ambassador Kido. Now, I want us to go around the table. We're gonna have 2 questions each around the table. Let's start with you, our brother Francis. Let's hear you ask your question.
Yeah. Good evening, Ambassador George. How you doing today?
Yeah, fine. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know you, but I've heard the song and everybody liked the song. That was a very good song and it came at the right time. But and I know nothing about you, so other than tonight. But there are just some things that are concerning to me right now that I need clarity on. Amy touched on a lot of it, but I'll probably just go at it from a different angle. Before you sang the song, or you wrote the song "George Weah Go," that was when you were in Nigeria at the time, right? That's when you heard about the sky is falling, the war is coming to an end in Liberia. So you decided to do something to rescue your people, and you came up with the song "George Weah Go" in this last election, correct?
Yeah.
And then, prior to this election, you said you supported President Bouaga in the 2017 election when he was the vice president at the time, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you supported President Bouaga. So this is the man that you believe in. For 2017 election, you guys did not win, and you came back again in 2023 to support him. So, are you saying you switched to George Weah just because, correct me if I'm wrong, you switched to George Weah after singing George Weah Go, and I would give you credit for saying, oh, you did not know what was happening, you're in Nigeria, but when you came to Liberia and you saw that the sky was not falling, so you decided to switch to George Weah, and the men that you supported in 2017 and 2023, so you no longer believe in President Bouaga anymore because of the false information you thought you heard that was happening when you're in Nigeria? Is that the reason why you decided to switch to George Weah after you found out that the sky wasn't falling in Liberia?
Yeah, so those are the 2 reasons. One, I was misled by information being placed on social media. And also, when I got to Liberia, there was no concern from those that I supported to the extent that I was let out of all of the activities officially. Yes.
So you switch your allegiance because you are not acknowledged. I thought we're doing this thing for our country. So because you're not recognized, I don't say people want to be recognized for what they are doing. They want to be appreciated, especially if you are spending your own money and stuff. But if you actually believe in what he stands for, President Braga stands for, you supported him in 2017, so you supported him in 2023. But you switch because of recognition and because of you thought that information that was on the internet was not true. So how does that translate into George Weah being a good president for the 6 years term that he served? How does that translate into him being good? Because of the parts that you saw in Morovia, the football field that you saw.
I'm going to say tonight, right? There is one of the characteristics that the former president has, and that I saw, for which I had to go with him, is the issue of reconciliation. He reconciles with people no matter the issues. Do you know that?
Can you elaborate a little more? You say reconciliation. What do you mean?
Yeah, he's a reconciler. I sang a song against him. And do you know that he invited me? Do you know that he invited me? That photo you saw, he invited me, the same man who sang against him, but he said, no, I have to call this man, even though he sang against me, but still I will sit with him. That is the strength of a great leader. So I think he has made some points. The best way you can get somebody to your side is by easily getting to them, trying to make friends, trying to show some concern, trying to just open up to them, and not to be this diplomatic, like, oh, I can sit with this person, I can talk with this person can be on our team. All of those things were playing during the campaign. And these are some of the things that contributed to my support to the former president. Actually, the issue of concern, as I said, the reality that I did not see when I came to the country and I saw those realities. And secondly, the reconciliatory process that the former president took in terms of bringing me closer. He said, look, come close. Even though you sang against me, but come. We can be friends. We can talk. You're my son. There's no issue. Let's work.
So in short, while you were singing George Weah go, George Weah said, come. And you went, you had an engagement with him.
Yeah, so one of the things I learned from him now, and I know that he's a great leader because he's a reconciler. Because a man who went against you or who was going against you at that point, and you still call him to befriend him, to know him.
Let me just follow up on my first question and I'll ask my second question.
I actually support him, and even any other time to come, and I will still support him.
Okay.
Yeah.
My brother, before I go to my second question.
This one, Francis, I know you want to come back. Francis, you asked your last question, then we bring Vasco in, then we're going to bring Rudolph and Soiree.
Yeah. So, my brother, before I go to my second question, let me just give you a little premise. You know that president,
Francis,
President Weah.
This is your last question you're asking.
No. Because he talked about being a reconciler, right? Because he stand against him and George Weah brought him. You know that he's one of the greatest football players ever lived, right? And you know that when he was playing football, he played for AC Milan against Inter Milan and Juventus and all those people. They were his rival. You think when they were his enemy? When he left AC Milan and went to play for Inter Milan, do you think he was enemy with the people in Inter Milan because he played against them when he played for AC Milan? No. So are you saying that because you sang against him and he decided to invite you and talk to you, that made him a great leader? When the Liberian people were struggling for 6 years under his leadership, because he broke bread with you, that made him great. But let me go to my last question. You live in Nigeria, right? How long were you in Nigeria for?
I was there the second time. I was there for 4 years. Yeah.
Okay, 4 years. Good. You traveled to different states in Nigeria, correct?
Definitely.
Okay, Nigeria, we all know. So you see how developed the people country is. You can drive from one place to the other. But you suggesting that one of the good thing that George Weah did for our country that's struggling, where 96% of the people are unemployed. more than 96%. The children are not going to school. And you're saying one of the good things he did was to build a park. Nobody said the park is not beautiful, but a great leader would, like, if you're in your house, your children don't have food to eat, are you going to buy them Gucci sneakers or Gucci bags? Or are you going to pay their school fees and feed them? Because Georgia building a park in the southeast, driving through Ivory Coast to get to the southeast during the rain season, that's not a mark of a good leader. That was wasteful spending.
So, for example, was that a question or a statement? Were you making a comment or you asking a question?
That was a comment I wanted to make so he can look at Georgia as a good leader.
The guest can decide whether he wants to speak to it or not, or we go to Vasco our next.
Let me just say something quick.
Yeah.
I think it is right now that many people are not even in school currently as I speak to you. I think under the Georgia government, people will say that children were not in school, the country was so hard, but right now the country is harder 10 times. 10 times.
Georgia had 6 years to make sure people were able to go to school. This is just 1 year, and you want to compare that to 6 years.
Can we get the time to make his comment without interference, without interruption, please?
So the issue of hardship in the country is even more now. It's more currently as I'm speaking to you. There are a lot of people who are not even in school. There is no development going on in the country. At least under the Georgia government, there were development. It's not only the park. There are a lot of things he did, and we all know, but we will not talk about it. But that's it. That's it.
Can you name the development in the first 9 months? Georgia development in the first 9 months.
Thank you very much, Francis. I want us to move to our brother Vasco. Vasco, let's hear you, sir. Your question. You can ask the guest 2 questions.
Thank you, Nelson. And let me say hi to you, Ambassador Josh. Thank you for coming on tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah. So first of all, I want to know are you in Liberia right now?
I'm in Liberia.
Oh, okay, then great. So, are you regretting about the song you did? Because that song, it had a serious weight against the former president.
Yeah, it's a song that brought him to power. In fact, I brought JMB to power. Yeah.
That song had a lot of weight. People are only listening to that song, and some people are making judgment based on the song. So today, looking at the time, you're still in that country and observe things for yourself, what George Weah did. Are you regretting right now by doing that song?
I regret every day and I regret every night about the way the country is going now. The country is I understand the president is trying his best, but the country is not moving. And I think the things that we wanted, the kind of vision that we had and what we were seeing, what we were looking at when we were doing that song, those things are not coming to pass. We are not seeing them.
For some reason, guys, this is unusual, but I want to do this. I want to play just a portion of this song. Before Vasco comes in with his second question, I want to play just a portion of this song, guys. Just a quick one, and then and then Vasco will continue with his question. It's very important that maybe we do this.
Is it copyrighted?
Copyright is on it.
That copyright on it?
Seven are crying, African women are crying, we tire, innocent people are dying, the students are sitting home, we tire,
Okay. I want to hold it right there because of the copyright issue. I don't want us to go into the entire thing. But this song, Vasco is saying that it was a huge contributing factor to the loss of former President George Weah. And Ambassador George, did you just say you regret making this song? That
because the intended purpose, there's a motive, that the song had. The song was done for a particular reason.
But even though later we understood that everything was forced, but the song made huge impact, especially when it comes to this government, coming to power. But those things that we talk about in that song, you cannot still see them happening. I'm talking about the civil servants. As I speak to you, most of the civil servants have been dismissed. So then that song becomes useless because the same civil servants we're talking about and the other people we're talking about, the market women, currently the market women are still suffering. So that's the reason I regret, because if I do a song, I want to see that song making the impact. I want to see that song make a huge impact. But the impact that we expect from that song is not being made. So the song is useless.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Vasco, you want to come in with your second question just before we bring Rudolph
Yeah.
in?
My second question will be this. Now that you have moved back, I don't know whether you moved back to Liberia permanently or you just spending some time. Based on your analysis on the shortest time that you was in Liberia doing the former president regime, things that you saw, I don't know whether it was 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, you were in the country before the election, and looking at what you have seen right now on the rescue, the people that came to rescue the country, how can you compare them? How can you compare these two leaders? That maybe the next time, 2029 or any other time, if the former president decide to come back to say, I want to contest, and how can you compare? How will you be making your next judgment?
The only judgment here is that the, the, the development that this current government can boast of will be the development that derived from Joshua. So we are not seeing a new development. I'm talking about a new development that will be counted on the sweat of the rescue government. Every development you see around here was started, it was actually initiated by the past government. Bulk of the development you see, bulk of the things you see happening, the road, the RI road, all of these things were initiated by President Weah. And so I think we are still waiting. I'm not wishing the government bad, I'm wishing them well, but we are still waiting to see one development or one initiative from this current government that will be able to, so that we can sit and say, okay, let's compare and see. Let's compare and contrast and then see who has done well. But for now, the former president still stands on the top in terms of.
Yes, a quick follow-up. Quick follow-up to the question.
Okay,
quick
so
follow-up,
Vasco,
please.
just throw in your quick follow-up, then we'll bring
quick
Rudolph.
follow-up. So now that you have said these things, my last question will be, looking at Liberia right now, for the past, let's say 9 months or 8 months, going to a year, is Liberia better right now than the last 5, let's say the last, I say 1 or 2 years ago?
Liberia is declining already. The country is broken down already. I'm telling you, because there is nothing is working. Everywhere you pass, everyone is angry. I keep asking people, why are you angry? Saying we are angry because there is no food. We are angry because we want to go to the hospital. There are no drugs in the hospitals. We want to go to this place. Everything people are trying. Everyone is complaining. So it's like the country is declining, and that's what we are saying. So we are still expecting more from the current government. I'm wishing them well. We are still expecting more from them. We are expecting them to do more things that would benefit the people, because the rescue mission came to benefit the people, to make the people to live better lives. That was the aim. No, we want to take them from poverty. We want to make the country to look like New York. We want to make the country to look like some kind of, So coming to see now that the people are crying, and this is why I said the song right now, that song is really useless, because the impact is not met. You understand?
Thank you.
Thank you, my brother George. You are a good man.
Thank you.
Rudolph, you can go ahead, and then we'll take Bila.
Good. It's a good morning in where you are. Good morning, Mr. Kido. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah.
Yes. So my first question is, why did you support JNB in 2017?
I supported him. That was my first time coming into politics. I understand, right? I think when it comes to politics, especially that first step you take, you just go by your mind, and then that's it. So most time it happens to young people. Once you come into politics, the very first time, the political party or the political leader who your eyes gets open to
Were you
is
a
the one
first
you
time
follow.
voter,
So I
sir?
actually follow him then, just out of just my mind, and like, okay, let me support this old man. That's it.
Okay, I mean, so here is it though.
Yeah.
So had you been received, welcomed, and maybe seated on the same table as with the current president right now, would you have switched?
You're talking about will I have switched?
Yeah, will you have still switched to support George Weah instead over him? If you have
There's
been
one
received,
thing.
if you have been
I
received,
believe in principle.
welcomed,
There's
and
one thing.
seated close to him.
If I work with you and you fall flat, or you try to play, or you try to do different things from what we have discussed, definitely I'm going to leave you. That's my policy.
No,
Once
you
you
did
walk
not
in
answer
line
my
with what
question,
we
sir.
have discussed, there are a lot of things I will not talk here tonight. I'll keep some things because I'm keeping some things for some time, in the future. But for now, I'm just giving just little, so that
Mr. Kido,
at least
my
your
question
show
was
can be
simple.
more fruitful. So if I work with you and I follow you and we have a plan and you try to deviate or try to do something, I'm going to leave you. So if I were to sit down with the president, working with him, and there are issues in the country, I'm surely going to deviate. I'm surely going to leave. Yeah, that's exactly me.
So I will just wrap up with this. I think men like you stand for nothing, and that's why you fall for
No,
anything.
listen,
Because
listen,
no,
listen.
no, Nelson, please,
Hello,
Nelson,
Nelson.
and you
hello,
see, and
hello,
you see the
Rudolph.
No,
disrespect.
Nelson,
No,
Nelson,
no,
you
no,
Nelson.
see
no,
the
no, no, Rudolph,
disrespect.
Rudolph. No, we're not going there.
And you see the
Rudolph,
disrespect,
we
Nelson.
owe
Okay,
it
I'll
to our
take it back.
guests
I'll take it
to
back.
respect
Let me just
every
wrap up,
single
please.
guest we invite on the show. Sorry,
As we
Rudolph.
get
Sorry,
Nelson
sorry to
chance.
interrupt you. Now, just as we demand, we ask our guests to respect every panelist. We ask the caller to respect every panelist.
I'll
We
take
can
it
have
back.
disagreements with our guests. I mean, we owe it to them to respect them.
Nelson,
Let's
sorry,
have
I'll
our
take it back.
disagreements, but
I'll take
there
it
are
back.
certain ways we will not refer
I'll
to our
take it
guests.
back. I'll take it back. But so I'm a bit agitated, right? Because when you were speaking, sir, when you were asked as to why you switched, you did not mention anything about bad governance. No, you talk about, in fact, the song you made. Number one, you did not make research, which is on you. It's not on anybody else. And you also spoke about the fact that you were not received and welcomed by JMB and his team, and you were not even listed on the campaign trail. So what these things say to us is that you are someone who only cares about yourself. You are selfish. You want it for yourself. Even if a man
Nelson,
is
is this a
is
question?
even if a man is evil, as long
Pastor,
as he
please
is
not
good to you,
interrupting.
No, man.
even if
You
even
get guests
if
on the show. You ask the guest question.
that's my man
Vasco
Vasco,
can be
you can't do this
quiet,
to me,
please.
Pastor
Vasco,
disturbing the
please.
show, and Nelson, you keep continuing, you accepting the
Right,
drama.
Vasco, you can't do this to me.
I put him
right.
in the back.
Rudolph,
You want to tell him how to talk?
no,
I
no,
am
no, guys,
wrapping
Get a
up
big
real
boss.
quick, Nelson. I am
we
wrapping
have
up.
one moderator on the show. If Vasco is doing something on the show, I can handle that. Let me handle that, and let's not confuse the show
Because
because of
so
what.
no,
Yeah,
all
he
that I
can't.
got from you, sir,
So
is
so
that
so so. But go ahead, Rudolph.
yes,
Go ahead.
sir. All that I got from you, sir, is that even if someone is a tyrant, as long as you are on his or her good side, you are okay. As long as you can move and eat and dine and wine with that person, you are okay. And you don't care about the country, you don't care about anybody else. That is selfish, and I think that is very driven. Thank you.
Um. So I want us to take. Uh, Ambassador Keller, are you here with us?
I'm here. I'm here listening.
Okay, so I want us to take Bila. Oh, we lost Bila. We lost Bila already. I want us to take Bila, so get you to come in. But Francis, you want to say something just quickly?
Yeah, the thing is, it's confusing me because our brother, and don't get me wrong, I'm not happy what's going on in the country right now. No, I don't think anybody is happy what's going on in the country. But just to go back to some of the things we need clarification on, for our brother to switch from President Barker to George Weah, he has his freedom. Everybody is free. That's the beauty of democracy. But
Thank you. Thank you very much, Francis. Thanks a lot, Francis.
Reason,
that's why you want to come in.
One second. Let me just finish. If you're going to give a reason, at least give a good reason for switching for somebody supported for 2 elections. And they'll come and say he supported George Weah because he's a good reconciler. When the country for 6 years, you didn't see anything. You said the students were in school. I know you're referring to free education, but the children sitting in leaking buildings and dusted floor. Is that a free education you are proud of? And you think it's easy to fix something that has been broken in 9 months? It took 6 years to bring the country to where it is. And you expect President Barker to fix it in 9 months?
Let me hold you there and bring Vasco in quickly. Yeah, Vasco.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, Nelson. When people take upon themselves that we invite a guest here, we need to protect them. You see, in life, everybody have their free will to do whatsoever thing they want to do. And nobody should judge them because of their decision. They may use their own money and make music for the Unity Party. He bought plane ticket and flew in to Liberia. He went all over the place to campaign for the Unity Party. After some time, he decided that he will not support the Unity Party again, and he's giving a reason why he will not. Why he didn't support the current president now. So nobody should beat on him because of you. You're not in his shoe. We need to protect our guests when they come here. They may have given you a position. None of y'all will change it. The man living in the country you live in here, in America here. The man is going through the heat. The things that are unfolding in Liberia, they're the one going through it. The man is telling you what is unfolding in the country, and then you can't say the man's selfish. It's not right, Nancy. We need to protect our people who bring it on the show. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. So let me come to you, Ambassador Josh. Just before we let you go, because we are time pressed now.
Is my finger
is that
invisible?
No, I don't really see your finger at this hour. At this but go ahead, take just a minute, Emmy, and then we can get our guest to wrap up.
Okay. Thank you. Can you hear me, Brother George?
I'm hearing you.
Okay. So, you were living in Nigeria during the Weah administration. You now live in Liberia. What make you to make that move? If the country is declining.
I actually traveled to Nigeria to expand my music career to see, and I went there to attend one of the best music college in Africa, the 10th Strings Music College. So I was in Nigeria going to school, and I graduated from there. I did music production and music business. And so when I graduated, and when I saw that the campaign time came closer, and I did the song, and after a series of consultation with the current president, because he and I, we had serious connection, like close, we talked. So I came back to the country, and that was just it. So I was away because of study, and there were other things. I had to go out to build up my career and to get other things done.
Okay, so thank you.
My last comment to him.
Yeah, we're going to give our guest time to just wrap up. We're going to have him again sometime next week.
Yeah, I just want to say something real quick.
Yeah, I know, but we know this is we have some real connection issue. Getting on was tough. Because of internet issue, we are able to have you on live on the show. So we're looking forward to having you next week, where you can come, you can appear on the show live, and we can have a lengthy conversation here. You can expand on a lot of other things you want to say with respect to the state of affairs of the country, what is going on right now with Liberia, some of the happenings, your take on some other issues, some national issues. Those are things we really thought to have delved into here tonight, but again, we didn't have the time enough to do that. But we're going to give you 2 minutes to just do your closing. Anything you want to just close on.
Okay, thank you, Nelson. Let me appreciate you again and to all of the guys on the show and the female. What is important now is how we can fix our country. That is the most important thing. And this is one of the reasons why I actually decided to come on the show today. I've been talking about some things on my page. I've been advocating on few things, especially those things that are affecting our country that has to do with our constitution, talking about um, I'm actually trying to push an agenda and to do a bill, to do a petition to the House very soon about the issue of two senators being elected from one county. We thought that having two senators from one county is a waste of the people's money, and we want to advocate to see how we can be able to reduce or amend that part of the law. So there are several things we've been talking about over the weekend, and this is the reason I actually thought to come over on the show today. But because of time, I think next week we're going to go in detail. The issue of our country is not a personal issue. It's about all of us, and so I think people should be treated fairly, especially when it comes to governance. The people who vote us in power, or who vote those people in power, should actually feel the benefits. They should be the one benefiting from whatever that comes in. And so my support to anybody who wants to become president or representative or senator, you must be able to follow the red track, meaning that you should be able to stand by your word, be a person who have passion, be able to be appreciative. You should be able to accommodate people, and those things easily win people over.
Thank you.
One of the things we're talking about, everything just bows down to what we call ungratefulness, not showing concern, and also the lies that other people have told and which brought us to this level. So, but by the grace of God, our country will be better. We wish Nigeria well, and I know by next week we're going to discuss more.
Any
Amen.
last question? Let's have her ask a
Yeah,
question.
maybe they're doing a closing. What do you mean, last question?
Nothing. I got two important questions for the brother. I'm sorry that I went at the bar because of something I called.
Hey man, keep it for next week. The man already close.
Now you the co-host here tonight.
That's my problem.
You.
When somebody talking, you just pick them up. You gotta be tolerant with your friends.
Okay, so
You can't behave like this. You still on the
just
show
before
now.
we go, let's
Yeah.
have our brother Soiree to ask one question because he's been having issue with his internet. Let's
Thank
have
Okay.
you.
it.
Thank you for the opportunity. And let me appreciate the brother for coming on the platform.
You're
But what
low.
you getting me?
Yeah, be
Yeah.
audible a bit.
Yeah, but what I saw here tonight, it is the posture of somebody putting their interest in front their country interest. But basically, since we don't have time in our favor, and basically, brother George, I want to ask you the question. Basically, you talk about the issue about saying falsehood on social media and some of those basic things that led you to singing that song. I want to ask you, what are some of the good things that you saw, but then when you came in the country, that actually gave you that conviction or that nationalistic stand that yes, I should support the CDC? Can you name few things that you saw actually our people were benefiting from? Basically, that is part of the
Actually,
bread and butter issue.
yeah, thank you. I saw roads. I saw good roads in Liberia. The Ralphie Highway currently, when I came, I was shocked. Driving on this road from the airport coming to town, I was like, wow. So there's development in this country, and we think that the country is just falling apart. And I also saw light, electricity. I went to a village in Bone County and I saw light. It was their first time to see pouring. In fact, they were putting their lappers down so that we walk on it because they said first time in history that pouring came in this place. So electricity, the roads and everything, and we can name all, but these things are cardinal. They are important. Roads and light, very important. Electricity, and so These are just some of the things I saw.
Thank you.
And as I said again, please know that those things that I saw removed my doubt, which means the narratives that were posted out here, the narratives were false. Bulk of the narratives were false. I'm not saying Georgia government was so perfect. No. But what I'm saying is, bulk of the things that were on the social media that caused some
Thank
of
you.
us.
Thank you very much. You know,
Okay.
But brother George, don't you think you were a de facto
we're
supporter to the CDC?
gonna have you
There was
back
no due for the CDC to
next
guard
week.
you.
But I want to say thanks to everybody for thanks to everyone. Thank you as well for coming on. We appreciate the fact that you were finally able to make it coming via audio. Hopefully next week we can have you on the live field, so we have a great engagement, a great conversation. Thanks a lot. We appreciate you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. So yes, folks, this is where we are, and that's Ambassador Josh Kido there. You listen to him, folks. We are out of time, seriously out of time. So I want us to just do our closing, and then we can just go around table to do our closing. We can take 1 minute each to do the closing. That would be great. Let's start with you, Bida. Let's just go in the order, Bida.
Thank you so much. Let me say to those who take upon the time to be here and to all of my fellow panelists. But what I saw basically displayed from a brother who is said to be a nationalist was one who always see politics from the issue about should be about me, how the leaders come to me. And I want to dismiss that thing he said here that this government have not done anything. All the things they did were basically things that the CDC started. That's not true. I think we should clear the air on that. You talk about things that the government have done that initiated, that they themselves initiated. You talk about the 10,000 youth program, RT program that people are to benefit from. That was not the CDC. You talk about the Saber 7 testing center. That was not the CDC project. You talk about the issue of the groundbreaking survey of the extensions of Mount Coffee. That was not the CDC. So people should not come on this platform to get information that's not correct. I believe that every nationalist, every patriot, every Liberian should have a stance in Liberian politics. We are not against anybody supporting any side because you feel you want to support them, right? Based on your own understanding about politics. But
You
do
forgot
not
what
be
LBS.
yeah, do not be giving information that is not correct. And I think what the brother displays here tonight, we got a lot of people listening. I don't want any youth coming out in Liberian politics to trend on this part because a leader is not coming to you, so you feel that I should support this side. There was no policy issue the brother talked about. There was nothing in line with government he talked about that we should listen. That was more convenient. I guess we said, okay, they better supported the CDC based on these things that he saw from the CDC. But because Jovia said to him, in his mind, Jovia is a reconciler, which I don't know from which angle he's coming from, but I think we should be more careful as to how we actually get some people on the platform because the message they send out there is send a reflection of our society, right? So I thought to say that in my closing, and we can have most of the conversation. Thanks to him for coming here to expose his,
Thank you very
his
much for your input.
convoluted support. And I
Let's
think, and I thought, and I think in my mind he was a de facto supporter to the CDC. They was the cause of the CDC defeat. Thank you very much, Nazim.
Thank you. Let's read it. Rudolph, go ahead.
Yes, listeners, I mean, this was a good show tonight. I mean, you know, when I hear people speaking like that, I mean, it makes me angry a little bit because Nelson, we all supported this government. I mean, the minister he made, I could pay for this studio time. Nelson, I personally here,
You're paying for the studio
no,
time.
Nelson, no.
If you want to pay for the studio time, it's not still late. You get
No,
you get
because
money.
Nelson, myself here, right? I
You get
pay for
money.
a song for this campaign. I pay for a song, and
Which one?
I pay an artist in Nima. I can show you,
Which are the songs you pay for that didn't
Nelson,
play anywhere?
no, Nelson, I will
We
will
get you
send
says,
you
yeah, you are
receipts.
Mary
Nelson,
making.
I
No,
will
but
send you receipts. Nelson, I will send you receipts of
maybe
that. Okay? But here is it. The
Rudolph,
point here is this, right? The point here is this.
Rudolph, I'll interrupt you. Rudolph, you not do this to us.
Nelson, we don't have time. Get a brother
Didn't
turn.
play anywhere. You pay for a song for the engineer to take the song and put
That
it
was
on
because Nelson,
here.
here is it now. Here is
Right
it.
in the pocket. It didn't play
Nelson,
anywhere.
Nelson, like I said, I will
You
provide
you
receipts to
want to
you.
engage a man who made a song that went nationwide. The
I pay
Nelson,
for yo-yo.
no,
You
what
as
I
a
am telling you,
were dancing that song, but your own song that you pay for
Nelson,
money,
listen to me
the
now,
song
Nelson,
went
listen to
nowhere.
me. That is not the point I am making here.
They want to
The
describe
point
the
I
whole
am
show.
making here is that we all sacrifice for this regime, right? So if we will sit down and say, oh, because we sacrifice for this thing, we use our own monies. So we need a private time with JMB. We need to be treated extra. Then we have missed the mark. Because if you are, we all got into this for the general good of the country, not for ourselves. Nelson, I don't have a job in the government. Don't you think I am supposed to have a job, Nelson? Nelson, I have credentials from the USA. I am qualified to work, but I don't have a job.
No,
I'm not complaining about anything because everything that I did. No, Nelson.
You had 10 seconds. 10
Nelson,
seconds.
I don't want job in Liberia. I'm not, Nelson, I am not bragging, but I work for a Fortune 5 company. I am not, I don't want a job in Liberia. What
Nelson,
I'm saying is that we did what we did for country. And that is what should be done, Nelson. So for him to come here and tell us that, oh, the reason because Nelson, the man first statement he said, number one, he came down, there was no concern. Maybe he came with the mindset that, oh, because I made a song, so I should be lodged in Boulevard Paris. Yeah, I should be eating with JMB. That is nonsense.
Okay, I want
to let me not get out of camera.
We're confident too, brother.
So let's take our brother. Let's take our brother Vasco. Vasco, go ahead.
I wanted to be the last anyway.
No,
you don't get a minute.
No, I like to listen to the people talking at Tabata and when they finish there, I can't inbox. Anyway, look,
too bad.
You know,
Vasco, you are a political bandit. Got less political knowledge.
Say you guys, but man, let me talk now. That's how you are in my time then. Say you guys have taken this man.
Yeah, I don't know what you just said, so now about you on your own
personal opinion on how you see things in Liberia and take it to be your problem or your worry. I mean, it's sad. They make it and explain and make things very simple. Then someone else said, because y'all when y'all talk, thank you very much. Then what will pass on when y'all thank you very much? Y'all carry him to the president. Y'all tell the other woman to call man Noah. What can be doing all that thing? Y'all tell that woman.
Don't put your mom man Noah. Don't put your mom man Noah.
Y'all carry man Noah to the president. So the man and him will be too when he pay away from all that he come here and educated. Nobody can look at him. Paying your own way going for campaign or something. Nobody can look at him. But with all that, the man make it very clear. The man said he been in Nigeria for the past 5-6 years. The things he saw on the social media, at the time you were taking people from Equatorial Guinea, taking a body from Equatorial Guinea, sitting on Facebook. You said that job we are killing the people. Y'all take body from Guinea, all over the place. That's how you were making the country to look outside. So the man said when he went back home, he said, but the kind of things the people been saying about Liberia and we've been seeing on Facebook, it's not what we're saying here. So, which means I was deceived. And I went and make a song against this man. And now I've come and seen rules. I'm seeing children going to school free. University of Liberia free tuition. I seen Becquerel Express drop. So these people laugh. And from that, man decided to make a decision to support President Weah. The election are already finished. You're not winning. The election finished long time. You're finished winning. Now you're the one won the election. You're still angry with that man. Things the man did, though. during election time. That you come to that one beat on the man, you're still angry. With all that, the man still telling you that I live in the country now. The country is reversing and going backward. Everything he saw during the president we had time, everything now is now quadruple, price quadruple, everything. They made in the country. They are all yet to them. Come go sit down. Air could be blowing. Oh yeah, maybe that man don't even have current in your house to that. Then we just sit down on the Facebook, the people going through the pinch, the hardship. When they can't speak here, and then we'll sit down here because we want to put our feelings, our election feelings in the thing.
Just you said 1 minute, they may go over 10 minutes, brother.
You know how long you talk, yeah?
So guys, I've just been signaled to by the technical team that we have to go now, and I mean now. We have to go.
Yeah, you're not serious. You left Vasco for 10 minutes. You're talking about now. Then the technical team.
We have to go now. We have to go now.
Go ahead, our friend says.
Vasco, I think you agree with me that we have to go now, right?
Then nothing guys not good.
Now.
First, go ahead.
1 minute, and Emmy take 1 minute.
Yeah,
then
we have to go now. I respect the rules. Not the people that
yeah, the Vasco be quiet. I respect the rules.
That's sorry, my hair, your hair, my hair now.
Let Vasco, please. So yeah, I mean, I respect the brother right to want to switch to whoever you want to switch to, but you have the right to switch, but you don't have the right to come and lie. That's one thing I will not give you credit for. He's talking about, he's not even informed, right? He want to talk about, oh, President Parker has not done, there's no new development under this administration in 9 months. He want to give credit to former President we have for Ralphie Highway. Wasn't that money that was already allocated for feeder roads in Monserrado County that which of course I embrace the idea of former President. We are taking that money and using it for Ralphie Highway. But that was not him. He didn't bring that money. I hope he's listening. So he might go and remember that. Josh Weah is using money that was already allocated for feeder roads in Monrovia for Ralphie Highway, which was a great use of the money. But that was not his project. Okay, so you want to give him credit. Give him credit for free education that you're both about. But I think we all know if you say something is free, it has to be paid for. People going to school in Liberia, teachers not getting paid. How you say it's free? The point that's our education your children don't get paid, but then you complain that they're taking bribe from your children. Pamphlets went up.
Thank you.
Things are expensive.
Thanks a lot.
Brother, you have the right. I'm also interested in what he said about the advocates of the bill he wanted to put to change the number of senators, and also want to go further than that. So I'm very interested in that part of his story, and I'll look forward to connecting with him on the show, because that's the part that I'm really interested in. That's across the board. It has nothing to do with party.
We are seriously out of time, and I think we have.
You're not even on the radio. All you're talking on Facebook now.
No, we on radio. You see.
So if I still in mute, let me do my run over. So like everybody have already said, right? Kid Prince, he's a very fine Liberian. He has the right to switch whichever side he wants to switch, but you have to be honest, which he hasn't been here tonight. I think it wasn't about whatever he said in his song or whatever he claimed he saw on Facebook was a lie. That's not true, because everything he said in that song was true then and it's still true now. That's why people gravitated to the song. People that live in the country. That's why the song gained so much traction, because everything that was happening in the song was everything that was happening in Liberia. That's what he had in that song. So it was some personal issue there with him and the rescue team. I think so. I don't think it was about he finding out that Joshua did so much great. He built a Rafi Highway. I almost fell in the ditch when I went to Liberia on that Rafi Highway. So I don't know which one he saw that would pay for gold at the time that make him to say, "Oh wow, they put a line on George Weah," you know. But and the one thing again, I think he's being appreciated. Some people love that, right? And that should happen, right? That shouldn't be the reason why, though. You should abandon something that you see in your country going wrong to jump on the wrong side. Yeah, you should want to. If you put in a work for something, you should get. You should get attention for it. You should get appreciated. And if that didn't happen, that wasn't a good thing as well on the rescue team part. But I don't think that should have been the reason why he switched, and then he making it to look like Joshua was doing such a awesome job in this and that. So I really think, like Francis said, I'm really open to hearing about this his senator thing, and I want to hear more about it because I'm interested in it, and we also we had that concern, but he needs to drop the ad with the old Joshua was doing so well. I was lied to, and there was so much thing on Facebook and this that because that makes him look funny when he's saying that. Thank you. And even though Vasco took 10 minutes, some of us gotta be talking about half a bit in our mouth there for Nelson or something, but it's okay.
Thanks to
like last story they can be doing basically for 1 or 2 minutes.
Thanks to you, our brother Vasco Rudolph. We appreciate you, Bila. Thanks for coming on.
For your beginning,
the internet was just a praise internet tonight, but we appreciate you for finally making it. We look forward to a great show tomorrow. Until then, folks,
everything in America is great. You're not promoting me. You go free.
Have a good night. Bye bye for now.